Hi gang, Scott Davenport here. Today's video is a short clip from a longer form video that I shared with my Patreon members. Now folks on Patreon, they've pledged support to my channel, my photography. I can never thank them enough for that. And one of the things that I do to reciprocate is by creating specialized, unique content for Patreon only. And so one of the questions from one of my members was about brushing techniques and selective adjustments. And so we talked about that, and then I put together a very long form video talking about the various things that I do with it. I wanted to share a taste of that with you. If you're thinking about supporting me on Patreon, you can see what things are going on, what it's all about, and hopefully you'll just enjoy the video for the benefit of your photography. And with that, here it is. Thanks very much, and I'll see you again real soon. All right, so pretty healthy brush size, and just start brushing through here to add in this crispness. Now that clarity seems to be doing some darkening that may be okay. We'll see. We'll see how that looks. But now as I get closer to parts where I have to be careful with, all I'm doing is kind of the outer edge of the brush feather. I'm making sure that hugs the outer edge of my subject. As I come around this curved part here, just nice and slow, taking it easy. If I turn on the mask, I'm pressing the O key. That turns on our brushed mask so far. You can see where I've brushed and where I haven't. I'll fill this part in there. Make the brush a little bit smaller, and then work down into the legs, and really kind of end up tapering off after a certain point, because it's I don't need the hooves to be completely crisp, and that actually might end up making the horse look almost artificial. Like if every pixel in the horse was super sharp, it would kind of stand off the grass in a way that might make it look like a poorly done composite, and this certainly wasn't a composite at all. So I don't want to have that happen. So we'll kind of brush down in here. I'll leverage the second brush that Lightroom offers to have a lower flow, feather's fine, a little bit of a lower density, so that I can kind of, gradually fade that off down into the legs. I don't know what happened to my other brush strokes there. I guess my machine's having a little trouble keeping up. Let's do that and that. Let's try this one here. Good. Switch over to brush B and just taper that off a little bit. So I guess this is another technique, is whether you're using Lightroom and toggling between brushes, or you're using another tool that has opacity sliders, changing the opacity of your brush to help that get some fade things in here. Something Lightroom doesn't have that Photoshop on one does is some blurring tools where you can actually blur the masks, and that's really nice to smooth things out.